All right, so hello again, man. Let's talk about some watches. So, a couple of hours ago, it went pretty well when you guys just threw up 2 topics and it took up an hour. So, why don't we do that? What's up, everybody? Rajiv, Geezer, Nate, everybody else who was on here earlier. Go ahead, Geezer. What do you got for us, man? What do you want us to talk about? We talked about the Sermon. We talked about the Explorer an hour ago, a couple of hours ago, whatever time that was. And let's think of something else to talk about. Yeah, the easiest way to get us motivated is to pull up some watches on the screen. Maybe we'll get our brains fired up this morning. We'll keep it real mellow. We'll keep it real mellow. We'll keep it real mellow. All right. Look, they have a... what's interesting is I'm very objective. I'm very objective. So as much as I love European Watch Company, I could only love them more. But I'm not happy about their new website. I'm far from happy with the new website. I don't like the bright white light. Bright light, bright light. Man, I am so tired. And they're going to make me dim the screen. I have to watch everything on dim. So it's hard to see the watches and read the text. Another interesting point is they're having trouble getting rid of this meteorite, Pepsi. And I'm telling you guys, I know I'm right. I might be wrong. I know I might be wrong. But I think this watch went out to a potential buyer and went back. It might have done that a couple of times. Why? In my opinion, I think it might have only done it once, but in my opinion, I don't think there's enough bling in that meteorite dial they've got here. You've got some nice cross hatching in the upper left, but it's very it almost looks like a marble as opposed to a meteorite. And I think it's hurting the desirability of the watch. What do you guys think? Boom. Look what's interesting here to notice. Notice that there's a frame date window. For the last few streams, we've been discussing the possibility that maybe they're only putting frame date windows on sports Rolex with 30 dials because we saw that we were seeing that in a lot of the sturdy sports styles, that they have the frame date window, and in a lot of other versions they don't. Here you go. You got a frame date window here. You know, they usually do it on the dress watches only, it seems. So a day date has a frame date window. I would also assume that a date just has a frame date window. But I think this dial is hampering the sale of this watch. And yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm bringing a lot of streams onto the table. So do you guys like that? You know what? I kind of really need to know. So the few of you guys that are on here, is it a problem if I stream a lot? Or do you prefer less streams? I know that might sound like a stupid question, but I don't think it is a stupid question. And if I stream and I realize the stream didn't go so well, or it was lacking knowledge, information, breadth of scope of any lack of anything, then I don't make it into an episode. I'll delete it. I'll only keep, that way the people who are watching the recorded ones don't get upset with me. But I mean, I did a stream at 2 a.m. for an hour, and then I tried to go back to sleep. I laid there for, I don't know, what time is it now? 3 to 4 I did a stream. So I laid down for a couple of hours and couldn't do it. Laying down on my back was more painful than sitting in a chair at this point right now. So what am I going to do? Sit in a chair and I can't sit in my house because I'm I'll wake up the kids moaning and groaning. So instead of moaning and groaning, I can turn that into talking about watches. Quite honestly, that's how it works. So we'll do that. And so that's the problem with that one. So they have it on the incoming because it looks like it probably went out to a customer. He probably didn't care for the dial. Bam, it's coming back to them. Notice that I just want to start paying particular attention to the hands. I'm going to just start paying attention to that more. Notice that the minute hand, at least in this photo, the minute hand goes past the plotted loom spot into the minute track, which, as we know, in the most recently discontinued Submariners and Subdates, the minute hands tend to be lacking length. They seem a little too short. I don't know if that was an issue that was ever pointed out in the last 10 years, but I noticed it when I would use my watch. I noticed that it was a little bit short, but it wasn't enough to exactly just say something about it. But it is now that you know that they made the change and you can see the change was made. It's worth mentioning. And, you know, this GMT2 line with the new caliber 3285 movement. Again, here I'm wondering if if the older models have the shorter hand or the longer hand. right? So the 3285 is the new movement. That 3285 Rolex caliber replaced the 3186. And it allows for more efficiency, hence the longer power reserve. So Geezer could probably tell you more about that than I could. So these are the incoming watches. Let's check it out. Let me see, incoming watches. Did these kind of watches turn you on at all? Look at the lugs. I can't say yes or no for me personally. I really need and want and highly desire to see one of these in person. Not this 3960J 150th anniversary in particular, but just something like it with the lugs like this. I mean, I would like to see something like this in person. What does something like this look like in the flesh? And what it would wear like. So oh, cool. Thanks, Mac. I got to delete some of them, bro. I don't, man, when they're, sometimes we go, and then I realize, we didn't, the information wasn't that great. Why waste people's informations? Cool, Nate. Yeah, I'm back on again, man. How are you, Steve? Don't let me interrupt your work day or whatever you're doing. It's Friday, though. Man, I got to tell you, I'd give anything to be at this spot again right now, literally right this minute. I want to be sitting right here again, drinking beers at this spot right here where I was yesterday with Dangling Wang. I'm thrilled to death that Dangling Wang is now my drinking buddy, my drinking pal in IRL. You know what IRL means? And because he's of all the fucking people, he's quite the most the character on Archie Luxury Show as far as the super chats go, right? Dangling Wang, aka Wayne Kerr, aka Hugh Janus, aka everything else you could think of, right? So he's quite a chap. He's a blast to hang out with in person. That's his date just. Last week he was wearing his Cameron. And man, I can tell you, man, the sun just came up. I can see. Fuck, dude. I don't drink, I don't drink, but I'm going to start drinking now. I'll tell you that. You guys know I don't drink. One beer every now and then with Archie. But that's all about to change. That is all about to change. I am going to start drinking. Yeah. Any of you guys have a watch like this? Any of you guys have a watch like this? How does it wear? So look at this one. This is interesting. When you open it up, it's got quite the hunter's case back. When you open it up, there's an additional gold piece in there that's engraved with the anniversary information. And you can remove that lid, and beneath the watch will be exposed. Right? I think that if you remove that case back, you're actually going to be exposing the watch. I don't think there's going to be a sapphire case back underneath that, but I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But it's my intuition and thinking that you would be right in the movement when you remove that lid. 33 diameter. You know, it's 33 diameter, but because of those huge lugs like that, that's what I want to see. How do these things wear? How do these things wear? It doesn't seem to indicate whether there's a sapphire crystal in the back. I don't believe so. So, an interesting watch. You out there, fella? Why don't you get one of these watches, man? You don't like these watches, fella? I think this watch would suit someone in your industry. It's a little fancy-wancy, man. I think it's kind of cool. Doesn't look like something you'd wear, Barry. Yeah. Yeah, the beer tower. Is that what you call it? I called it a beer tap. There you go, beer tower. There you go. That's the right word for it. Beer tower. Watches and beer. I know, man. You know what? Maybe I need to figure out how to prop up my live stream from that table there. And I could have my wife drop me off in the morning and pick me up at sundown. And I can just live stream from there all day. And I'll start with one of those filled to the top. You think Rich Buddy could put one of those down himself? I don't know if I can. Good luck. Everybody put your mindsets together right now and wish Clivers good luck in court. He has a big hearing. I'm not going to text him back. I don't want to interrupt him. I invited him onto the show, and he said he has a big hearing this morning. So let's wish him the best. Good luck, Clivers. I hope you do well, and it all works out the way you want it to, with no stress, so you can have a nice weekend. We love you, Clivers. This is a gorgeous watch. Let's look at something we've never looked at before, in a sense. Vulcain. The Vulcain. I think the last time I actually mentioned this specific watch was when we were probably talking with Crappy Luxury. I think I recommended this watch to him, or it just seems familiar. Anybody remember if that's the case? Seems vaguely familiar. So instead of a 369, you have a 9123 with a date at south. Fairly large crown for this type of a dress watch. I tell you, on my 5196 Calatrava, it's a bit difficult to wind the booger. It's so small, and it's a little hard to grasp. 5196. Does anybody have a 5196 and find the same thing? It's hard to grasp. Look, the MSRP on this watch was 11.5. It's incoming. They don't have a price listed yet. It's a 42 millimeter watch. I mean, it's all gold. The Patek is 37. This is a whole 5 millimeters more of gold. This is a nice looking dress watch. Certainly, if you need a gold watch, there's cool things to consider. How much you guys think this will go for? 6,000? You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. Look at the value in this watch, for example. I have no doubt this will go for $6,000. We'll check back in a couple of days. My hunch is it's going to be up here for 6,500. 6,500. I'm going to call it a 6,500. And I don't think they'll go down even $1 on the price. I think they're going to list it for 6,500. Let's see what happens. You guys like this? You guys like that? Isn't that kind of cool? It says the watch for presidents. It doesn't have a price yet. It's incoming. They're telling us that the original retail was 11.5. So they're telling us that because they're going to want us to consider that when they list it. It is pretty cool, right? And it is it has a small cult following, lots of charm and value. Yeah, cool. You would say they're going to list it for about 7,500, 8,000. Yeah, I probably think you're probably more spot on than I am. Yeah, it totally does. It would add depth to a collection. As long as you use it, you know, this would be a watch that I would say there's no doubt this isn't a watch that you're going to want to just let sit in the box. It's not like any kind of a collector's piece or hard to get or anything that you're going to want to just let sit in the box just to appreciate. This is a watch you're going to get if you're going to wear it and wear it quite often. You know, hey, this could be a daily gold watch to wear, you know, most certainly. $59.50. Aunt G says. There you go. So I might be actually probably spot on. They might list it for $6,500 then. They might actually, that might be the price they might list it. Minus the text on the rotor. You don't like this is the watch for presidents? I actually liked that part of it. That was the part that I did like, geezer. The watch for presidents. That's the part that I did like. I thought it made it special. You don't have, it saves you from having to tell anybody that or having to prove it. Just they're going to read it for themselves and they're going to go, oh, the watch for presidents. Which presidents wore this watch? You know? Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, not bad for the price at all. Rich. Hi, Peter North here. Old adult film star. Do you have any World War II watches for sale? Thanks, Peter. Interesting. Which one of the trolls do you reckon that would be? Well, just in case not, no, sir, I don't have any World War II watches for sale. You know, good looking honky, your name reminds me. Hi, fella, good morning. This guy's name, good looking honky. You guys want to segue into a criminal story that's happening locally here by me? Or do you guys only want to just keep it watch talk? There's a doctor. I'll do it real quick. There's a surgeon in Newport Beach. Women's cries were heard from his home. Very expensive neighborhood. Neighbors all gathered out around the house while they hear her screaming. Police finally showed up. And he answers the door. The surgeon answers the door and says, "Oh, we're just having sex." And sorry, I was reading the comments. And so basically what's come out is, I guess there's several women now that have come out and said that they were picked up by this couple, the doctor and his wife or girlfriend, and they go back, I mean, with the intention of probably having a threesome or whatever. Then they end up drugging the women and taking brutal advantage of them and stuff like that. And so you want to hear what the guy's defense is? This is where I thought of this because of your name. That's his defense, that he's a good-looking guy. And that's honestly his defense, that he's too good-looking to have to force women to want to be with him. That is his actual literal defense. Yeah, I thought that would be a defense you only heard about like in the 80s, but it's kind of fun. Hey, what's up, bud? Good morning. Yeah, like Ted Bundy. There you go. Pretty much. Oh, man. Whoa, man. Bud, welcome to the second stream of the morning. This is my second stream, dude. The 5146. Hey, let's harp back on this Vulcain solid gold president watch right here. This watch is going to go for $6,000. This or the new Rolex OP41 at the same price. What say you? What say you, experts? All of you watch experts out there in the chat. $6,000 on a solid gold watch right here, or Rolex OP steel for the same price. Man, that's hard. That's hard. All right. Fella, I can't stand these watches. I can't stand them. I just think it's a sin to watchmaking. A slap to Patek and a slap to Philippe. I just can't stand these watches, fella. I mean, look how crowded on center these watches are. The subdials are. I mean, as a matter of fact, is the script being on the S? Is it being is it being stepped on by the centerpiece there? What do you call that geezer in the middle? I just can't stand it. And if you want me to ruin it for you even more, imagine those are two eyes and the moon is like a mustache. You see the mustache man? See the mustache man now? The moon looks like a mustache, and those are the two eyes. And that's an effect of the subdials being so close to center. You can group them to where they look like a pair of eyeballs and a mustache now. God, I hate this watch. I hate this watch. And the 5035, same thing, the 5035. But for some reason, I'm looking at this 5146, and I don't remember the 5035 subdials being so crowded upon center like that. Maybe the 5146 is more so crowded. I can't handle it. Helmet says just looks cluttered. Geezer says he really dislikes how large the texts are on a 5 Series Patek calendars. Let me go back. How large the text? I've never even thought about that. You're talking about just the subdial text. It is rather large, isn't it? Yeah, it is rather large. I never even considered that before. Oh yeah, Geezer. That's why I love the 3940. And for them to make such a complicated piece, and it does, and those subdials did not have to be so close to center on a 3940, on even a much smaller watch. I mean, so a 3940 is 36 versus this is 39, and on a 3940, it's a perpetual calendar, a more complicated watch. Yet its subdials are not crowded to center. and it's a much older watch and older tech. It just, yeah, a bummer. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. The 5960, yes, absolutely, Wesley. I love the 5960. Yeah, any of the other annual calendars, absolutely. It looks like the clock in the Beauty of the Beast, does it? I usually try to miss that movie when the kids watch it. That one's not for me. You think they tried to case the movement instead of build the movement to the case on this one? Yeah, quite possibly so. Oh, you wouldn't drop 5,000 on the Vulcane. Sven, you're the only one that likes it for the price, right? Versus, gold watch versus steel watch. Or is it this watch that you're talking about that you like? But yeah. But Rich doesn't like them. Yeah. Oh, which one's the GMT? I saw you talking about. Let me go back to that. Oh man. Man, is anybody in here like a full-blown alcoholic? Like with problems? Because in the pain that I'm in, I kind of need to get there. And I'm wondering if is it really that bad being an alcoholic? It's probably better than being in hella pain, right? Do I do a trade-off? And what would I drink? I really I don't like the taste of alcohol, to be honest. The beer, I kind of like the taste of the beer. Man, I'm in deep shape. Rich, why don't you like the green dial yellow gold GMT? It's an anniversary piece, and Tim Moss says it's his favorite yellow gold Rolex. Well, okay. Tim Mosso has gone over his taste in watches several times, and there isn't a single watch that he would have in his box that I would want to have in my box even remotely. That dude has just got real off-the-wall taste. More power to him. Off-the-wall taste, man. I mean, yeah. So as far as putting it in that perspective, that doesn't support the argument. I just look at it and I don't think the piece, it doesn't scream to me. It just, I don't know. I actually don't care for it. It's not a piece I actually, there's nothing wrong with it, but if there's pieces you say you don't like, it's definitely one that I don't like. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Clivers is the defense attorney. Yeah. Um, my channel is blowing up, guys. What's happening? I'm not sure what's going on, but I went from, I'm at 1,000 views a day now. I have no idea how that happened. And I'm watching the analytics, and I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me really, but I think it's kind of neat. It's better than going downhill. But why is that happening? I don't know. 1,000 freaking views a day. I don't think I even had. I never even had 1/3 that many ever. 500 viewable hours a day. A day? Yeah, 500 viewed hours a day. 1,000 views a day with 500 hours of viewing time. So that means 1,000 people are tuning in and watching for half an hour on average. You know, some people are watching for the full hour, the full 2 hours. Some people watch for 5 minutes, and then it averages out. But like, whoa, where's this coming from? You're not an alcoholic. You just drink like one. Good vibes. Okay. You know, maybe I should ask Arch. Maybe I should ask Archie. He starts drinking before anybody. But I mean, that's what I'd have to do. That sounds awful. Ugh, man, I don't know who'd want to drink in the morning. It sucks. Ugh. Okay, so enough of this Patek. The case back is beautiful on that watch, but we all hate that subdial. The crowded. We all hate those subdials. There's your white dial Daytona there, fella. A 2015. Now see, I'd want one of these. I would want one of these. Look at this. Look at how far the minute hand, how deep the minute hand goes into the past the hour markers into the minute track. What were they thinking when they did the original Submariner? Oh, there you go. Look, there's the Batman. Remember, okay, you guys remember. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. Okay. Look at the hands of the Pepsi. Shit. This is what I talked about in the beginning. Okay, look at the hands of this meteorite Pepsi. It's at the edge of the minute. Now let's look at the Batman. Wait, I want to look at that again. It's going past the loom plot. Now let's look at the Batman. Yeah. You see the shorter hand? Extreme. Yeah, way evidence. It's not a play on the picture. So you can see that that meteorite has longer hands than this Batman. You see that? So they switched. Maybe in 2019, they switched the hands. Man, I want to know if someone who's got a 2019 or a 2020 dated Batman on an oyster steel bracelet, if it's got longer hands or shorter hands. You feel me? Is it possible that the last 1 year production of Batman's with the oyster steel bracelet, could they have longer hands than all the years prior? Is that something that could possibly happen, or they would not change something like that in the middle of a reference? Or could it happen? I want to know, and we need to see. We need to see, because they've made this is an obvious change. They made it, and it's here on the meteorite. And this meteorite's to 2019, and it has the new movement, and it has the new hands. So Bud just told us that somebody posted a 2020 Batman discontinued with a new card, and I want to know if that new Batman has the new hands on it or not. Rose, if there's Batmans that came out for 1 year with the new hands, that's a secret. Those are secret holy grails. Those watches would be worth an impeccable amount of money, man. Those watches would be worth an incredible amount of money. And don't think people catch on to everything, man. You know, this is how people catch on to stuff, by talking about it. You don't know unless you go look. Any thoughts or opinions on that? Wesley says, well, I think your content is getting consistent. Plus, you're actually talking about watches and you actually own them instead of people who just give a critique without owning a damn thing. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to a glass of Malbec at 6 p.m. Aye, mate. This guy wants to see the overseas. I can tell. He's OS. Okay, let me see if we can come back to that, bud. We'll go, Vacheron, okay? Bud wants to see the Smurf. Did you guys see the Smurf on there yet? No, I'll pull it up. You know, the price on that? Yeah, okay. What do you guys think? Wesley's asking, do you agree with the price on that? Let me find that Smurf. How much was the one I called on that had the Surdy dial? It was cheaper than this one. $45. Wow. How much it's gone up. Bud says this watch has never been more than a $32,000 watch. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's going to try to drive the price of this one up. You know, do you think that the price of this one will go back down to its real price, Bud? Or do you think that all the grays are going to push it up and make that new market price for this watch? What's going to happen? I mean, if enough people pay this price for it, I mean, these guys are WhatsApping each other, right? Setting the prices. Isn't that what, who said that? Was it Thorpe or Scharf or both of them, huh? That's what those guys do. Remember, one of them said, be careful when you want to sell a watch, or if you're looking for a watch, don't go and let the world know you're looking for it, because all the watch grays will get on WhatsApp and say, hey, this dude's looking for that watch. I mean, they do that. you know? Yeah, major collusion to raise prices across the board. Yeah, I agree there for sure. I mean, that's no secret. And I mean, if you're one of the dealers, what are you going to do? Be left out of it? I mean, what are you going to do? It's well, we saw this watch for about $36,000 pre new release. I think we saw them around 38, even 38. But yeah, now going into this is the same thing that happened with that blue dial GMT I was looking for. You can't find them, and the prices went up. Yeah, I don't think there would be a run on the Smurf either, just because it's an expensive watch. And wouldn't you agree that there aren't that there usually doesn't tend to be a run on expensive watches? But things the price will go down at 36 to 40,000 depending on the example once it settles. Yeah. Did I see? No, about trading in and out of VC? No, I didn't see your message about that. Let me see. I have to say something bad. Let me see what are you saying here. Let's see. I love the second helmet. Rimmer says, I love the cases on the second generation Vacherons, third generation Vacherons. Overseas aren't as nice. I have to say something bad. I loved it, but got 3x what I paid for it. So jogged it on, but then got back into buying the white dial for 7,000 and pocketed the rest. Okay, well, that sounds like a good move. Yeah. And you got what you like. You got something you liked better. That's I mean, yeah, that's sweet. It always works out when you sell a watch and you don't lose money or you make a little bit something. Look, I didn't mean to buy two Daytonas, especially two black dial Daytonas. You know, I said to myself, man, you better buy a Daytona before they go absolutely crazy and you're not going to be able to get one. You're going to regret you didn't. So I went and bought a black dial stainless steel Daytona. And I didn't plan on my AD calling me, 5 days later to say, we have a ceramic Daytona here for you to pick up. You want to come get it? And then I ended up with two Daytonas in the same week. I had no intentions on spending, $30,000 in 1 week. But it happened. And then, I sat on those watches, and a year goes by, and fella from the chat bought that 2004 Daytona. And it's a relief not to lose money on a watch. I didn't even wear it. I never even wore it. I wore it a couple of times when I'm sitting here at my desk watching the show. Maybe 3 times watching the show. That's about it. But I didn't want to scratch it. Yeah. So it's nice to be able to get rid of something. Pocket money, whatever. Yeah. And I mean, the amount that Rolex appreciated in the 1 year since I bought that watch, it went up so much that it made it really easy for me to sell the watch helmet. I mean, the market value on the watch I sold was $19,000, $19,500. 19 at the lowest, you know, and then in more like 19.5, and giving it to fella at 16,000, bro. It made it very easy to sell. Very easy for someone to want to come and get it from me. I mean, that was the magic in the Rolex appreciation that helped me out. Because, you know, if it went the other way, or if prices stayed the same from a year ago, maybe I'll be holding on to that Rolex a little longer. And I wanted the money. I didn't want to. I didn't want that 2 Daytonas. And I did what you did. You know, I made $1,000. I made $1,000. I pocketed that, plus, you know, I bought the 1016. I bought the 1016 for 10, and I pocketed 6, just like you. So cool. Yeah, the Vacheron white guilloche dials look really nice. It's the finest things that come off their dials is the guilloche. It's I like when they put different facing direction patterns on those helmet. You know, when they have it facing one direction and then facing another. I love it when they do that. Oh, yeah. Crazy offer you got made it easy to sell. Yeah, that's cool. Re-entered on the white dial, and you're happy with the white dial. Makes sense. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think people are getting the gist of that, Wesley. That the reason there's a run on steel is because of the price, and now that the price has flip-flopped, I think that you're starting to see a run on the precious metal pieces now. You know, and I'm sorry the attorney's not joining us this morning. He said he has a very important work to do today, and he couldn't join us this morning. Otherwise, you know he'd be here. Oh man. Bear with me a second. While I keep throwing up the comments up there. Oil Money Watches says the market is obviously going to settle at some point, but they keep resetting the whole market every time a hype watch goes extinct and pushing up the prices of the lesser desired models over time. Bingo. 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 Everybody says the market's going to go down, the market's going to settle. You know, there has to be some connection between luxury goods and some cyclical, you know, economic change that's going to come. Yet, what are they doing? Just like what Oil Money's saying, they keep resetting the bar. They keep resetting it and raising it so that, I don't know, is it a psychological event that's going on here? Is it a psychological play that they're doing here? Are they playing fourth dimensional chess? Are they trying to get ahead of a price correction by faking us out with a higher bottom? Yeah, I mean, you know. That is the real objective. Paul Thorpe was talking about what a lot of people were talking about. Rolex trying to be the new Patek Philippe. Bud says David SW has a black Daytona. You sold fellow for 19,000 rich, so they went up since fellow bought. They went up? They were pretty much at 19.5. Where I really missed out on, guys, was Kenny Nguyen. Kenny Nguyen had a Zenith Daytona for 17,800, and I didn't take it. That was one of my missed opportunities. White dial Zenith Daytona, 17.8. I mean, you know what those watches are going for now, right? $25,000. Oh, look at this. Look at this watch. Look at this amazing Daytona. Orange hand Daytona. Have you ever seen this? Look at that. I like this one. I meant to show you guys this. I forgot. This was going to be the first one I was going to show you. Don't tell me that's not amazing. And I've never seen an orange hand Daytona. You know, is this a special watch? I've never seen it. Have you guys ever seen this? Never seen it. I think the gray looks fabulous. You was looking at this one all morning? Yeah. It's amazing. And it's on a strap. Oh, okay. Let me stand. We'll stand for a while. What do you guys think of that watch, man? I want to talk about this watch. I think this watch is just you like it? 28.5 on a strap. I mean, I think it's priced just like any other Daytona, right? But I like it more because it's got definitely some uniqueness with those orange hands. Super unique. $2009. I thought it's a 2013. It says 2009. Oh, like new with original box and papers dated June 2013. Man, look at that watch didn't sell for 4 years. Why are the papers dated so late after the production date? Okay. What's this? A boutique only Blue dial 15400 for 35,000. Wow. Look at that. Why is this boutique only? Do you know, bud? Why is that boutique only? Wow. The blue dial on the 15400 was only available at the AP boutique. There you go. 41 millimeter. On hold. Someone's already buying it. See how hot these are? Yeah, don't ever let go of that blue watch there, buddy. If anybody's got a blue dial Audemars Piguet, you don't ever want to get rid of it. Unless you need the money. Man, I can only say that I'd be one lucky guy if AP called you, Bud, and said the 15500 that's coming is going to be in blue. Man, you know, I'll be honest, Bud. If that 15500 comes in blue, you don't have to give it to me, man. I mean, I'll obviously want it, but you wouldn't have to give it to me, dude. You can decide after you get it, bro. Because I know you're not expecting it to come as a blue watch. But you never know. Oh, here's I'd want to know how much this is. So this is an amazing watch right here. This is the Jorn time only, and this is apparently the most complicated time only watch, from what I understand. This is one of the most complicated time only watches. I think it was about $68,000 was the MSRP on this, I think. It might have been 80, but I think it was around 68. That's a lot of money for a time only watch. But yeah. I wonder what they're selling it for. Mm-hmm. You have any Laurent Ferrier? Geezer? I like these hands. All right. Oh, you tried the Odysseus. Did less than nothing for you? What didn't you like? You really liked it in the metal. Trying to get one, but they're playing real hard to get. Oh, that's Geezer. Oil Money Watches says it was just the bracelet that killed it for me. Honestly thought it was worse than a Breitling bracelet. Ooh, interesting. You still don't understand the pricing of Jorn yet. You know, watch boxes all in, but not sure. You know what? I'm with you. I 100% don't understand it either. How is Watchbox's prices versus the boutique, for example? Geezer, do you think the price is exactly identical? Is Watchbox allowed to play with the price of the Jorn watches, or can they not go above MSRP because they are like an AD, or can they do whatever they want? I wouldn't think that would be fair for them to charge more than a boutique. Wondering if Geezer knows, because he's an FB Jorn owner. I like the guys at Watchbox over there. They seem pretty reasonable. Josh is a good guy. He won't josh you. Oh man. Yeah, that does make it sound bad. Oil money makes it sound real bad. Okay, let's do this. Well, you guys are typing long texts, long chats here. Let me catch up with these. Just reading your guys' chats. Well, I'm trying to stand here and bend over and look at this shit. Yeah, I don't want to give credit to, one place for doing all that. But I mean, I don't know. The watch market's small. Jorn is the next gold rush. You know, they are expensive, though. Remember that. I mean, when you compare them to a Patek, you're not getting any complications for all that money, you know? It's a tough pill to swallow for some people, but not for me. I love it. I'm sucked into the brand. And I can't wait to get mine. And I'll be going out with the Jorn reps for a couple of cocktails or something. Without a doubt. You know, I've seen this watch a couple of times. I really like this watch. Imagine if it was on the full gold bracelet. How amazing this watch would look on a full gold bracelet. The original, because the yellowing of the gold would need to be identical. But look at this black matte dial with a nipple dial. Wow. I mean, wow. Look at that. Applied Rolex crown. An applied crown. You see that? Mm. Wow. And look at the minute hand. Do you see how the minute hand of the old Submariners exceeded the loom plots and went far into the minute track? Who who changed that and made the hands smaller? At some point the hands were made smaller again, you see? So originally the hands were long. So they harped back to the original hands on this new Submariner. They didn't do nothing but go back to the old hands. Look at the hour hand. You see how long the hour hand is? It actually crosses the 9 o'clock marker when it passes it. Isn't that interesting? Pertaining to the hands, remember what we said. We said from here on out, we're going to always start paying attention to the hands and the lengths of the hands on all the Rolexes we start looking at, so that we can start kind of gauging in our minds timelines for the hands. So here we can see in the 1970s, they had long hands. The hands that have just been added to the new sub. Bump, 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 bump. 1973 radial nipple dial. I mean, look at this one. This is a new listing. Man, why do they want so much money for this? Why? I don't see what's going on here. No papers. What makes this watch so valuable when they have another one listed for half the price just like it right below? It has a rare burgundy dial with luminous nipple dot, baton, and triangular hour. Mercy. I mean, so they're just saying it's a rare dial. But you see, let me show you. There's another one very similar to it. Or did they get rid of it? Right here. This one? Oh, I don't know. No, this isn't it, but this is similar other than the nipple dial. $21,000 for a Cellini. And $22,000 for a Hulk. Hey, can you believe, Bud, that Eric from CRM got a Kermit already? All right, guys, I think I am done. I'm gonna try to jump on that inversion table. I think that's the only thing that might be able to help me at this point. I'm going for the inversion table. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys later. Let me wrap it up in 2 minutes. I'm gonna finish the butt of this cigarette, and I'm gonna jump on the inversion table. Fuck me. Wow, look at this thing. Wow, that looks space age. That's an amazing looking watch. Mm. Oh yeah, Bud the Stud, he's the man, dude. He is. He's definitely more laid back than me. I'd be like Bud if I didn't have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I mean, how are they getting these before customers, Bud? How the fuck are they getting these watches before customers? Just get it from someone reputable, man. If it's a Rolex, it can't be all that bad. I mean, look, I bought a 67 Explorer, and I mean, what's the worst that can happen to it? I already know it has a service dial, the movement inside's a Rolex movement. I'm probably going to go take it and have it checked out for a service regardless soon. But if you don't pay too much and you're okay, take a chance, man. Buy it from somewhere reputable, like European Watch Company. They have a vintage section. I'd be comfortable buying anything from these guys. You go right here, look, and they have where is it? Don't they have they got rid of their vintage section? No, here, look, see, you go under at the top, you go to where it says brands right there. Okay. And yeah, you see, I don't like the way they redone this. Where it says vintage corner at the bottom, right there. There's 15 watches in it. You click on that, and that's their vintage section. And you know what you do? Don't buy nothing right away. Study this section. Keep looking at it. Check them out. Look at the prices. Learn what's out there. Learn the prices. See how long they sit up here and move. See how long they sit up here and don't move. Get an idea. And I mean, like, look, let's say you want this Omega Flight Master, this old, really cool, this one here. I mean, this is really cool, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're going to buy that, you're not going to get a fake or anything. It looks to be in practically mint condition, man. Are you paying too much? I don't know. Go to go to that site that I don't like anymore, but whatever, it's out there, Chrono 24, or go to Watch Recon and put it in, see what the price comes back. Realize that this one says it's an outstanding original condition, which, I mean, quite honestly, it looks like it's in remarkable condition. So give this one a premium. And man, that's what you do, bro. That's how you get into vintage. It ain't like you're going to buy 3 or 4 or 5 vintage watches all at once. You just want one. You just want one right now. So you can find one from a place that's reputable like this. But mind you, I mean, look how expensive some of these are. And, you know, some people will, oh man, some people will say that these guys are overpriced. You know, you might say that, but they certainly weren't overpriced on that Blue Dial GMT that I missed out on. That was a great, phenomenal deal. They've had some great deals here, and I've bought 3 watches from them. So, and the thing is maybe on the vintage side, I don't know, if you're going to pay a little bit more money, at least you know you're getting it from somewhere that has a warranty, and they're standing behind their product. I'm sure they've opened it up and examined it. You can ask them. And there's also, you know, Bob's Watches. They deal in Rolex only. So, yeah. All right, guys. Sounds like my family's up. I'm done. Good night. Thanks. Peace.